2026 is here again, and we are happy to be here on the screen and welcoming you to another brand new year of political activity. 2026 is one powerful year that we are not just going to be grateful only to be alive and to see the year, but to thrive in the year. So we're going to be starting the year powerfully as we begin to look at political activities this year and then begin to focus and prepare ourselves, because it's one year that will set the tone for how the next 4 years will look like. Yeah, this is not the year of the election itself, but this is the year that everything that pertains to the election is going to be set in motion, and the presidency determined to a great degree, including the state governors, and most political activities and offices will be gunning for. And parties will prepare, the electoral system will be set in motion, and everything that has to do with leadership politically will be set in motion. We're going to be having our opening discussion today with someone who has been a friend of the house, is none other than Ààrẹ Evangelist Dr. Kolade Segun Okeowo, popularly known as KSO. You're welcome on the show, sir.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here again.
In fact, it's our pleasure to have you. In spite of your busy schedule, you always make time for us. We really appreciate it, sir. Thank you for starting the year with us on Christians in Politics, sir. So let me allow you to give us an opening view. What do you think this year is going to be like politically?
Well, it's going to be a very busy period. The juggling has already started. Of course, the juggling didn't start now, but the juggling will intensify and reach a crescendo. INEC has already declared that the party primaries must be held in 2026, and that says a lot. The primaries must be concluded in 2026. And of course, you and I know that the primaries are the most active sector of the political party itself. And talking about election generally, 70% of election is primary. No doubt about that. Most politicians spend the money during primaries, spend the time, spend the energy mostly during the primary. So it's going to be a very busy year for us as political parties. 2026 is perhaps more important than 2027, because the decider of 2027 is 2026. So it's a very significant year, it's a very important year in the political circle.
Yeah, I'm starting with that. You touched on the fact that the juggling has already started.
Yes.
Let's even look at it. Do you think that any party poses any threat to the current ruling party? Based on the activities you've seen, do you think they have any capacity to serve as a threat or to compete, so to say? With
like they say in politics.
Yes, sir.
24 hours is too long. What does that mean? That means things can change. The table can turn. Within 24 hours, things can change. However, as it stands, it looks very well to me like the ruling party is coasting to victory. It looks like.
Okay.
Barring last-minute alliances. Of course, there could be alliances that could change calculations in a jiffy within a very short time. But what we have on ground now shows that the ruling party is having a field day. Out of 36 states, the ruling party is already controlling 20, as at the last year it was 28. There are chances that the Osun State governor might even decamp. You know, there are other governors that are still looking either here and there, whether they're going to join the ruling party or not. So the ruling party seems to be having a field day. However, like I said, you never can tell. Alliances are going on. ADC alliance is going on, although I do not see much strength in the alliances going on in the ADC. But like I said again and again,
anything could change.
Things can change within 24 hours. So nobody should be able to say categorically that this is what is going to happen in 2027.
If I were to say, if I were to pick up that before we come to the part of the ADC, is the current ruling party, APC, having a field day because they are trying to drive us to a one-party state by swallowing up every political office and key strategic persons?
Well, I do not like the language pushing us to a one-party state. Everybody is a playing field. And it's a level playing field for all political parties. Every political party has the chance to push other political party out of the way. Like it is also said, politics is not a dinner party, and power is not served a la carte. So everybody must do his own job. The ruling party APC is not gagging anybody, but the fact is that the ruling party is working. The ruling party is trying to cajole other people to join the ruling party, and that's what is expected that every party should do. Draw as many people as possible to your side. Use your gimmicks, use your style, use cajoling, use whatever, as long as it is legal. Every party is permitted to play the game on a level playing field.
All right. Talking about the ADC, like you mentioned, because it seems like there are key persons who everybody would think that these were individuals who had indicated interest in the past.
Yeah.
Now coming together. Do you think getting to that place where they would agree and give us maybe an individual or group of persons to represent the flag bearers or become the flag bearers of the party is going to be something that is, because it still seems like most of these individuals, they have the interest of ruling for themselves or by themselves. Yeah. Do you see any possibility?
Well, it's like I said, it's a level playing ground, and everybody is free to make alliances, join forces. That's the essence of democracy. That's the beauty of democracy. Come and join me. Let's come together. Let's form alliances. It's okay. It's acceptable. That's what government is all about. That's what politics is all about. So they are permitted. However, it's still the same faces. It's still the same faces. And that's what I keep on telling people, that we need a new politics, a new phase of politics in this country. Politics of ideas, not just politics of convenience. Where we have most of the time is a politics of convenience. Most of the parties do not have strong ideologies. That's why somebody can leave PDP today, join APC tomorrow, leave APC, return to PDP, and then move to Labour Party, and then tomorrow is in ADC, and it doesn't seem like he's a fish out of water, because essentially all the parties seem to have the same ideology. And what is the ideology of politics in Nigeria? Power. We just want to rule. However, anyhow, power. What do you have on table for the people? It's still the same thing. The politics of stomach infrastructure. And that is why I keep on saying the Christians have a lot to do in the politics of this nation. As long as we practice this politics of stomach infrastructure, hello sir, we are going nowhere. We are going nowhere. We could find Maroli in the same circle. The politics of rice and groundnut oil. The politics of Ankara and 5 yards, 6 yards Ankara. Sometimes noodles. Spaghetti. If that is the politics we are playing, why should we expect anything different? The money that I should have spent on roads, projects, I am spending it, or we are spending it to buy rice and indomie for the people. Why should we expect any difference? So this politics is the same in all the political parties. It's the same politics of stomach infrastructure.
How do you think we can change this narrative?
Thank you. That system will continue as far as the voting structure or the voting system is determined by the set of people that I call commercial voters. As long as commercial voters are the ones ruling and reigning, this system cannot change. Who are the commercial voters? The rice and spaghetti, rice and indomie, stomach infrastructure generation. If those are the people that will be determining who will win election, nothing will change, my brother. It will still be the same. Sometimes ago, one of my friends wanted to be governor in one of the southwestern states. And I explained this situation to him. You know, he's an intellect, you know, from the academia. And I explained to him, this grammar you are talking, the electorates in Nigeria don't understand this grammar that you are talking. He said, no, this and that and that. He spoke big socialist English and all of that. I said, okay, let's wait and see. By the time he went through the election and came back and he saw the situation, he said, Shegun, Kelso, the next time I'm going to contest election, I will do stomach infrastructure.
All right. now
So that's the problem.
Before we get to the part of the electorates, let's talk about the systems. You point about the fact that stomach infrastructure is what we've had. Don't you think it's a systemic thing? Let's talk about INEC precisely, because they have a way of also. Is there a way we can get it right from that system? Because the last election, we were promised electronic voting, transparent system, but eventually things went back into the dark. We had even senior politicians coming out in outrage, and we had even the scene that happened at the floor of in Abuja.
Yeah.
But don't you think there's something that needs to be done, even from that center? Because sometimes it points to the fact that maybe these people feel, well, maybe my votes may not count or whatever, and that's why they keep. Let
me take a swipe at the elites on this issue of votes don't count. Who told the elites that votes don't count? Now, the truth is this: there's nowhere in the world where election is 100% fair. There's nowhere in the world where election is 100% perfect. In actual fact, what is requested is free and what? Fair. It didn't say free and best. It's free and fair. Let it be fair to all. Now, it cannot be perfect. It is not perfect. But to now say that votes don't count is an aberration. Votes count. Let me ask you, if votes don't count, why do politicians buy it?
Tell me.
I'm asking you.
You're actually
asking you. Why do politicians buy votes if it will not count? Are they stupid? They buy votes that don't count. No, something is wrong. The elites are not correct. They don't seem to understand how things are happening. How can they be buying votes that will not count? It is because the politicians themselves know that these votes count. Now, INEC registration is going on now. What do you think politicians are doing now? They are putting heavy sums of money to encourage people, ferrying them to INEC office, to get them registered. They are doing all of that, encouraging people, supporting people to register. And somebody is sitting down somewhere, and all he's saying is, hey, votes don't count. Votes don't count. Who told you? Which vote does not count? And all these politicians are spending so much time. They pay for buses. They pay for lunch to get people to register. Then on the day of election, they go from house to house to encourage people to come out and vote, and then even give them incentives, including and not limited to food and cash gifts. And you say votes don't count. Let's look at it.
Let's talk about the system. I'm interested in the system because somehow I know each of them depend on each other. They work side by side. If we get it systematically right, don't you think it will affect this view or change this narrative?
Yes.
Because, like you said, politicians are aware, but they are also not big on letting people see that it does count.
Votes count. Now, this is a process, and no process starts and work immediately. Human processes, go through, even revolutions go through processes. So it's not something that will happen one day. So when people sit back and complain, oh, votes don't count, because of that, I'm not going to get involved, the cycle will continue like that. So that's why I am in the forefront of encouraging Christians, encouraging believers, get involved in this thing. Stop this idea of they have already decided who is going to win. Who decided it? Where did they decide it? It is because politics is not a dinner party. Power is not served a la carte. So somebody should not sit down somewhere and say, well, God will something will just happen now, and God will just hand over power to us. It doesn't happen like that. Somebody woke up one day and said, it is my turn. He said it. And right in our eyes, he became the president. That shows you that there's a part that you have to play. It's a struggle. It's a battle. You have to play that battle. I mean, that you have to play your role. Not just sitting down somewhere and say we have prayed and things will happen. No. You pray, you watch, and you walk. You pray, you watch, and you walk.
Sorry.
That's what we are not doing. That's what we are not doing in the church. We pray and we go to sleep. We pray and we go to sleep. No, it doesn't work that way. Even God does not support that. You pray, you watch, and then you walk. That's how it works.
After all, he asks us to sow seed, right?
Yes.
Before we get the harvest.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
All right. Let's move away from that a little bit, and let's talk about the citizens, because sometimes it looks also again like it's the government that actually creates this condition that makes it difficult for the average person to be able to get some level of basic amenities.
Yeah.
And then, in turn, during electioneering year, come out to give them these palliatives, these incentives, these stimulants, as they call it, to be able to get them to buy. What do you think should be done or can be done in this regard?
Every society gets the kind of government it deserves.
That's tough, sir.
Yeah, very tough. But that's the truth. Every society, every group of people gets the kind of government it deserves. We say government democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Now, I blame the leadership, but I also blame the followership. Who becomes the follower? Who is the leader? The leader today was the follower of yesterday. Is that not correct?
Definitely.
Leaders don't fall from the skies. They come from the people. The people manufacture the leaders. So it is still, the box still stops at the door of the people. You get the kind of leaders you deserve. Now look at it. This is the way things work in politics. Somebody wants to become the House of Assembly, House of Reps, and this and that and that. And he goes around campaigning in his neighborhood. And everybody says, settle us. Settle us. He goes to this place, they say settle us. He turns around there, they say settle us. Everywhere, settle us. Even he goes to churches. Even some churches are saying, bros, talk to us now. Sow a seed, sow a seed, sow a seed. And then he does all of that. At the end of the day, he wins the election. Now, what miracle are we expecting him to perform? After all the settle here, settle there, sow seed here, sow seed there, what miracle are we expecting to perform? It is the same thing. We are raising leaders who buy offices. We are raising leaders who do what? Who buy offices. Now, you don't expect people who buy offices to perform in those offices. You can't expect them to perform. It's a trade. They traded to get into office, and so that circle continues like that. Every time, every 4 years, the people will say, oh yeah, settle us. He settles and he goes back into office. I think I've said it on this program. I've given examples of some, political office holders who wanted to go for a second term in office. I gave an example of somebody, in his constituency, he did in one part of the constituency, he did visible and viable projects running into hundreds of millions, visible and viable, mark my words. He did it in one part of the constituency, running into several hundreds of millions of naira. And then in another part of the constituency, he didn't do anything. But towards the weeks of the election, he went to that community where he did nothing and settled the leaders. Settle the leaders with some few, hundreds of thousands and millions. Now, when the results of the election came, in the area where he did visible and viable project, he failed woefully. in the place where he did nothing but settled the leaders. He won massively. Now, if you were that leader, what would you do in your second term?
That's
what we have done. So it's a sad reality that the people must stand up and walk against. We do not want leaders who will buy office. We don't need leaders who will buy merchandise, politicians who will buy office. We want you in office, and if you misbehave, the process will get you out of the office until politicians learn that the people can make them win or make them lose. But as it is not the people that make them win. It is the ragabush. It is the money that makes them win. And when a politician knows that it is the money that made him win his election, he has no respect for the people. He has no respect for the people. Because while you are talking, I say, we are the ones who put you there. We are the ones who put you there. Silently in his mind, he is smiling. He's saying, UK, you didn't put me here. My money put me here. My money put me here. You didn't put me here. So that is the problem. Leaders must not get into office by their money. Leaders must get into office by the people.
The core question is still, how do we change?
I have said it.
How do we get the people to get this message, to change this narrative?
This talking that we are talking, I have said it over and over. Commercial voting is the order of the day in Nigeria. Until conscious voters arise. Last election, we did well. Conscious voters came up. There was good turnout. Yeah, so we are getting it. If we can repeat what happened in 2023, I keep on like that, because one major problem with our people is that they are expecting miracles. Now that it didn't work the way some people expected in 2023, they felt it's all over. It cannot work. No, I give kudos to 2023. Now look at it. In Lagos State, do you know that the incumbent president lost in his home state? Are you aware of that?
Very.
That's good. That's good for democracy. That's good for democracy. It shows that so when people say INEC is not working, when people say votes don't count, I tell them, how did Bola Ahmed Tinubu, how come he lost in Lagos State? When you say votes don't count, how come the president lost in his home state? How do you explain that? And you are saying votes don't count. If votes don't count, how come the president lost in his home state? His home state, where he has been the godfather, he has been the stronghold, he has been the Mordecai,
he has been the governor.
He has been the governor 2 times, he has been the godfather of successive governors, yet he lost in his own state. And you are still blaming the political state. You are still having no trust in that system. What you need to do is to support that system. Let the system continue like that and grow over the years. Over the years, we will get it.
Now this will bring me to the point where we take a closer look on what you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
The party of ideology.
Yeah.
Where do we start getting that as a nation? Because sincerely, truly, before, if you had not said it, I was going to ask that anyway.
Yeah.
Where you said people just come out from one party and then jump into another party and then they become the card bearer of the party. And so I don't know. This party had a structure, had a system, had a vision before you came on board. So now that you came, how have you internalized this or married your idea with that of the party before you began to run for office?
Yes, see, ideologies are not built. They are not built in years. Ideologies are built over decades, and they are sustained over centuries. You know, nations who have very strong ideologies didn't build those ideologies in weeks, in years. It comes over decades. And so we need to start that process. Now, how do we start that process? Getting involved. We need to get involved. Everybody cannot become a politician. No, not everybody can become a politician. But the quality of those who are becoming politicians, are we checking? Are we checking? What we are saying, what we seem to be saying, in essence, is that politics is for the riffraffs. Let the riffraffs go and do it. If you tell your pastor, the average Nigerian pastor now, and say, sir, I feel led into politics, the pastor will look at you 2 times. And we look at it with a second eye. I said, well, are you still are you still in the faith? Because the belief and the conclusion is that politics is for the riffraffs, and anybody who is into politics is not really spiritual. That's a wrong perception. And as long as we have in politics the kind of people we expect to be in politics, why are we now looking for miracles to happen in that kind of system? You expect the junks, you expect the junkies, you expect the riffraffs, the garage boys, the area boys to be the ones in politics, and you're expecting them to come out, to come and do miracles. No, it doesn't happen like that. The first time I joined party politics and I went to my ward and I had the kind of discussion that was going on there, I said to myself, are these the people we are praying for? I will be knocking our heads in our churches. God help our politicians. I say, are these the people? These ones cannot do anything. They can't deliver any good. They are there for stomach, and stomach. First choice, stomach. Second choice, stomach. Third choice, stomach. And that's the only thing they care about. And these are the people who are knocking our heads in the churches, and we are saying, God help them to direct this country, to direct our... It doesn't work like that. Start from the words. Let's start from the words. Let every church appoint people in their churches to get involved in world politics. Take over your wards. Take over your wards. Go to your wards. Be part of political activities in your wards. The elites who are complaining, who are shouting, this nation is dying, this nation is dead, this nation is dead, this nation is dying. Let them go to their wards. Send people to your wards. Let them be part of politics in the world. You can't change the nation from the national. You change it from the world. Things happen at the world. All politics is local. All politics is local. Politics is not done at the national level. Politics is done at the world level. Now, the political parties, the major political parties are going on around with the registration of members now. E-registration. How many people are aware of that? And if you permit me, I'm sending this as a message to everybody outside there. Now, the political parties are doing e-registration. I know of APC, for example, because I'm a member of APC. I know that APC is going around now with e-registration. I'm sure other political parties are doing the same thing. Take this advantage and become part of that political party. Go to the world now. In the world now, they are registering. They are doing e-registration for the members. What do you need? You just need your voter's card and your NIN. That's all. Nobody will buy you from joining that political party. Except you are not 18 years. Except you are not a Nigerian. But if you are a Nigerian and you are 18 years, you are qualified to join any of the political parties. So go and join now. Stop criticizing from outside. Where you don't belong, you don't change. Thank you.
That's a powerful note and what do you call? In other words, for us to really, I like the fact where you said ideologies are not built. Do I call it spontaneous?
They are not built.
Because that's what we've always looked for as a people. Most time we want it to happen now, happen this thing. And I wish there's a way we could do it. Do I say get it better? And like you said, build on the past, on the successes we've experienced even from the last election.
Yeah.
So looking at the year electorally, you also mentioned that most of the decisions are made in the primaries.
Yes. Yes.
Are there things you want to suggest to Nigerians to look out for, to prepare for, even if they have been a part of the local politics? Are there things they should look out for that will make and at least help us to get a better process or system in the forthcoming elections? Sir?
Well, massive participation. Massive participation. People have asked me, why do I think elections are rigged? One of the things that makes rigging easy in election is low participation. When people don't participate, it becomes easy to rig election. But where you do massive involvement of the people are involved, rigging becomes difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it becomes more difficult For example, if in a political, in a ward, in a polling unit, 1,000 people are expected to vote, and only 200 turn up. Only 200 turn up. Rigging is easy in that ward. So I'm encouraging people, let's get involved in the process. On election day, stop sitting down at home and saying they have decided what they want to do. If you keep on saying that, the system will remain. And then another thing, let's make sure that the people who are elected at primaries are the kind of people that can deliver, not those who have money to spend. And why would that happen? That happens when the people in the party are the same kind of people. For example, in my party, the only thing that makes me to have a voice, one, my years of service in the party, the leadership I present, or the kind of followership I carry, will determine how much the leaders will listen to me. And all of these we have in the body of Christ. We have the number, we have the people, but there's something missing. The willpower to do what we need to do. The willpower. And again, the wrong impression that has been spread over the years, over the decades, that wrong impression that is difficult to wipe away. Politics is a dirty game. I'm sure you have had that over and over. Oh, say politics is a dirty game. Politics is a dirty game. And I've asked myself, what makes politics dirty? What is dirty about politics? They say, they do this, they do that. I said, that is not politics. It's not politics that is dirty. It is the people practicing politics that are dirty. So nothing is wrong with politics. Yes, I agree, politicians may be dirty, but politics is not dirty. Why? Politics is neutral. It's neutral. It's like money. Money takes the appearance of the owner. Money is neither good nor bad. Money is not moral. There's nothing. It's not morally right or wrong. It is the person who carries the money that determines what money will do. Because money does not have a life of its own. The same way, politics does not have a life of its own. Politics does not have a life of its own. It takes on the life of the person practicing it. So each time I hear pastors say, oh, politics is not for Christians, politics is a dirty game. If you are not dirty, you cannot do politics. Oh, they are going to force you to do rituals. I say, force you to do ritual. They don't force anybody to do ritual. They cajole. They convince. People have asked me over the years, oh, you're a Christian, you say you're a pastor, you're an evangelist, and you are getting involved in politics. Are you sure you have not entered into rituals? And I said, when you hear that some pastors are involved in rituals, is it politics that push them to do it? It's not. It's a choice. It's a choice. They will not force you. Nobody will force you to do rituals in politics and say you must do it. No, they will say come and do it. It is come and do it, not you must do it. Come and do it. If you do it, we will give you this. This is your reward if you do the ritual. It's your choice to say, I don't want it. Take it and go. Nobody will force anybody to do it. So let's change the narratives. And I speak to all leaders, church leaders, pastoral leaders in the church, leaders, senior pastors, very, very senior pastors, most senior pastors. I'm speaking to every one of them. Change the narratives. It is the narratives that you have sold to your members that is giving them the fear that, oh, if I do politics, will I still remain a child of God? No, you can do politics and remain a child of God. I have been in politics for over 20 years now, and I don't intend to stop, getting involved in politics. Neither am I stopping my ministerial activities.
It's all right, sir. Before I let you go, our time is fast spent. I don't know, maybe in 30 seconds, if there's something you had wanted to say or you want to touch on before we go, because
the emphasis now is on registration of members into political parties. It is ongoing now. Identify your ward. And where is your ward? Where you live, not where you work. Not where you work, where you live, not where you hail from. Your ward is where you live. Identify the ward where you can operate. Identify the party secretariat. The party secretariat are everywhere. If you don't know your party secretariat, go on Google, find out ask Google to give you the list of wards in Nigeria, and ask for the areas those wards cover. Your area, even if you ask AI today that my area, so area, under which ward
does it fall?
Political ward do I fall under? You see, it is the elites, the educated, that are even more advantaged to play politics because they have information. What the people in the literates don't know, you know it. You have access to information, so you are ahead. And yet, what do? We complain, we analyze, we do all kinds of analysis and criticize, and we're not getting anywhere.
God will help us.
Amen.
All right, that is where we'll draw the curtains for today and for this week. That was a powerful start by our very own KSO. Thank you very much for coming on the show, sir. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Much. I remain yours, William T, signing you out for today, and I'll be back again next week with another exciting episode. Have a wonderful week.